you think that was part of the pitch of like, okay, this is going to take a while, but at least people are going to see there's a ton of money that could go from Ethereum into PulseChain. That's going to get people be like, okay, I'm going to wait around at least to see what happens with that. You think that was planned almost?
For sure it was. Like, he wants it to be public. He interacted with the ETH Foundation guy, like, hey, you're missing a big wallet there, guys, which they then corrected and put them on. And it's like the second largest wallet on that list after the Ethereum Foundation. Like, he has more than 6 times as much Ethereum than what BlackRock just bought, right? So I think that is public information, and people are supposed to look at it. What he does next with that Ethereum is something that people are supposed to notice.
Yeah, it just feels like, I mean, everyone's got something they're hanging on to on here, but I feel like that's a big piece of it.
When PulseChain first launched, you know, I had my own ideas of what the sacrifice wallet was for. You know, I always assumed like, yeah, people are going to start selling, and then if the price starts going down, the SAC address can buy up those cells and prevent a death spiral, right? And I never even thought that it would like leverage trade another coin like Ethereum, and then it did. I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? why didn't I think about this sooner? And why didn't it think about this sooner at like 1800 Ethereum? I don't know if that was actually ever the plan, but it is what it is. So I don't know what the exact plans are or what they're supposed to be. So everything's just kind of like happening in real time.
Yeah, I agree with all members of the panel thus far. Definitely super public on this one. Give a very positive what if. I think history has shown thus far, be it through RH's guidance or the OA or the mysteries of the chain, we have some benevolent benefactors out there. If you look at the strategic ETH reserve here, again, we're looking at the PulseChain SAC wallet, and you can see it's second only to the Ethereum Foundation. No change in 30 days. It's been flat. It's been parked there and hasn't really been moving in the last 30 days. So at this point in time, with everything heating up, I think, let's say those of us who have been committed to the chain and to Richard projects, hey, we've been here. We're not going anywhere. For other folks who are sitting on the sidelines, I think soon we'll see some of those folks having a certain level of regret for not having got in sooner. But as far how the rest of it unfolds between here and there, your guess is as good as mine. I've done some back of the envelope type math on this, and how would I do it? I would keep, if I were going to deploy funds, I would want to keep personally at least half in reserve, just to buttress token prices or keep things afloat if needed. So if we're going to see any sort of deployment, I do suspect it'll be very strategic, very selective over time, some combination. Well, we've already seen liquidity come out of PulseX. So pull it out, drive the price up, re-inject to stabilize, rinse, repeat. And as Ethereum grows, so too does the overall capital firepower that can be deployed back to chain and back to support token prices.
Just hitting on to like the reason you're like, yeah, I feel like that's a really fun piece to talk about too. Again, whatever happens with the SAC pieces, whatever happens with Richard comes back or doesn't, or what the community does, the marketing efforts, all that stuff too. The real DeFi, again, a lot of people are like, I don't want to be waiting around for someone to put my bags. I want it to work because it has product market fit and has utility and people use it, and the community won't let it die type of thing. And we're doing the work type of deal too. But yeah, Twinkie, it sounds like you've heard from me and Briz too. Fast Twinkie, what is it that keeps you here? And is there what would have to happen for you just be like, no, that's it. I've been waiting I don't have anything else to hang on to. Whoever wants to take it.
Honestly, the chain would need to completely evaporate. Like, I've built stuff on the chain. I'm building more things on the chain. I'll have several more projects out this cycle, right? So like I have to be a good founder and participate, even if it runs into the ground, right? So I'm here for years, no matter what. until it's literally gone. Like it won't turn on anymore. There's 0 validators. At which point I may be motivated to become a validator so I could keep it going.
The dystopian future, there's like this fastest sitting there, and he's watching the block explore, and the last transaction ticks over, and he's like, there's no more transactions. There's no more. And he spins up validators, and then PulseChain just chugs on. We're back, baby. We're back.
And I love this chain. I've been making a ton of freaking money in these last 2 years. Like, I don't want to say any numbers, but it's in hundreds of thousands. Let's just put it that much over the last 2 years. Just farming and stuff, getting ink, and then I got my validators going, collecting more PLS. And I'm in the other protocols that are collecting fees, and even though the prices are down, and I feel it too, I get it, it sucks, but if you actually put your money to work, you can actually make good money in this down market. And dude, I cannot wait until the markets just explode, because all that money that I farmed for the last 2 years, it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. So it just kind of sucks that people haven't been putting their money to work and making money here.
Most of the sentiment seems to be, price go down, whether you made money. Maybe they did put it to work. They put it in protocols that failed or rugged, or they're less sure about than some of the other products and stuff too. Or maybe they're just like, you know what, it's just been too long. I got do stuff to do. But anyways, Twinkie,
community would have to go away. Yeah, chain would have to die. Effectively like complete ghost town on that side of things, which I just don't see happening. We're not throwing these different events in Vegas, having a very active social media community, be it YouTube, Twitter, and because people aren't doing anything. So with respect to that, as long as the community's here, it's still okay. Multiple things. Community, right? I think unquestionably there's an overwhelming argument that community is number one. Number two is, to me, and I was talking about this with some folks at the Vegas stop, was, okay, at some point in time, what is the marketing or salesmanship or gamesmanship that you're going to use to continue to onboard people onto the chain? And it's less about what I think of the chain versus what does the recipient ultimately perceive to be the value of the chain. And so, sure, I like community. I like making money. I like different financial opportunities, and these can all be arrows in the quiver. But maybe it's part of the pitch is, hey, it's a freedom chain. It's a decentralized chain. It's a censorship resistant chain. So you can have all these different arguments and elements you can deliver to a recipient to help onboard them onto the chain. As long as those different things continue to hold true, then I will continue to be over here.
Hopefully the privacy chain, hopefully the DeFi, hopefully the chain of mad gains. I like that one. That one sounds pretty good. We haven't had that for a while. That'd be nice. I like that.
Give it a